Now, Ali, in your state, the Premier, who seems to be very, very popular and get a lot of things right, he's been forced today to make this announcement. I touched on it at the top of the program about breakfast in school. Here's a recap.
1 in 3 students who attend public schools in South Australia that either sometimes or at least often don't have breakfast before rolling up to school.
1 in 3 kids, Ali, and I know this is happening right around the country. We're one of the richest countries in the world and we're not feeding our kids before they go to school. I mean, forget state governments doing this. Where are the parents?
Well, I mean, they've given $6 million to get us from 400 breakfasts to 1.4 million or whatever those figures are. But I'm with you. It's just a band-aid over to stopping and working out and how you can better support people who are struggling with cost of living, and also those that aren't parenting. They're not parenting and letting their children do this and be subjected to this. So where are we cutting that off at the pass? Where are we stopping that and educating and helping and doing whatever we need to do to make sure these kids are turning up with full tummies?
All right, 2 quick light ones I've got to wrap up on here. Let's have a look at Albo having a beer in Vietnam. I mean, anyone who's been to Vietnam knows they love their beer and it goes very well with their fantastic food. But why would people have a go at him on social media over this, Roshita? He's there doing diplomacy. A beer and a pork roll is not a bad thing to do, right?
So I understand the point he was trying to make was about Australian exports of barley and wheat. And I put this in a very different category to what we saw over the Australian Open, where night after night PM was showing up there while we had a crisis in Alice Springs. And he's put Indigenous issues front and centre of this government. So it was a real shame that he could only spare a few hours for the NT while he's having his cool beverage while he watched the sport. This is in a very different category. I don't oppose his overseas travel, but it has to deliver results. The coalition signed significant free trade agreements, notably with India and the UK. So I'm happy for him to fly. I'm happy for him to have that refreshing beverage. But I want to see results for Australians and the Australian economy. OK, I'll give you, Ali, a chance to create a diplomatic incident because we've been looking at the performance of Joe Biden. He did this on the weekend. Pretty hard to say you're ready to run another 4 terms, still be president 6 years from now.
I tell you what, it was awful to watch, and it's been replayed and replayed and replayed, and it just plays into that narrative that it is attacking him, that he's not going to be fit enough and he's too old to be able to run the country. It is just awful to see, and unfortunately it's put yet another big target in that area on his back. Not that he needed any help falling over.
No, he doesn't at all. I think he blamed an imaginary step there or something. He can't run. He won't run. I've said that all the time.